Let me see what you got, Spade.
Look.
Not as good. Not as good. Scribbles.
I called for line, and we didn't have any system in place for line.
So calling it back. Yeah.
From the booth, I hear our poor stage manager go,
Yeah, you have to tell the audience there's real bullets and you're really shooting at each other.
This is a great idea, David.
And one person
put it on the
That's
playbill.
the kind of producing we need.
So Billy Crudup is, he's on the morning show. He's in Prefontaine, right?
Yeah, I was really excited to talk to Billy because I've just, he's one of those just kind of always good actors, everything he does is great. He's amazing in the morning show, like electric.
Yeah.
And yet he's sort of under the radar as a celebrity. I don't know how you describe those kinds of people. He's always good, but he's not around. Then he comes in and he's always great. And he's in Jay Kelly, which he was promoting with Adam Sandler and George Clooney.
Yeah.
And just very, very interesting guy to talk to. Very interesting.
Yes. Adam says a lot of great things about him because once we talked to him, I went on the road with Adam and loves this dude, thinks he's a big star. He's a great looking, cool dude that you guys got into that Prefontaine movie a lot.
Yeah, and he starred as Steve Prefontaine. There was a few movies about this famous Olympic runner from the 70s, and his was great. He did a great job with that. So, I don't know, it was just fun talking to a guy like that.
He's in so many, once you see his face, he's very well known anyway, but you go, oh, that guy. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were watching Spotlight last night. It's a Michael Keaton movie.
Was he in Spotlight?
Yeah. And then he shows up in Spotlight. It's like, and he's great, So, anyway, really fun, nice guy. And, highly entertaining, highly intelligent. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I hope you will.
Here he is, Billy Crudup. We're not going to talk about how good looking he is. We're going to skip that because people get sick of it.
Look at those notes.
Look at
goodness. Let me see what you got, Spade.
Look.
Not as good. Not as good. Scribbles.
That's the man who prepares.
That's right. You and I found Justin Thoreau. When I found out you were friends, I went, "Oh, that makes sense."
Yeah,
this is how I connected. Good-looking guys, handsome guys, because I mean, obviously Spade and I are, sex symbols with a small s, but you guys, and you don't play it up that much.
The small what?
Which S? Is it the sex or the symbol that's small? I don't know.
Or the wiener.
What? Wait, somewhere an angel gets their wings when he says wiener.
Wait,
yeah,
can I
got it in fast this show.
This is where Justin and I met. We were doing a play in New York, and he and Paul Giamatti and I were all in it. And the three of us used to take breaks regularly while the rest of them were doing drama to go play video games in New York Times Square. And that's when he and I became friends back in 1996.
Whoa.
Oh, I love it.
There's something about you guys. I'd say two ex-cons, white-collar criminals become undercover cops, and it's called We Know All the Tricks.
We go to the same surgeon. We've been using the same guy year after year. Giamatti decided to go with a different guy.
God, these are three of my favorites. You're already in my top three. Giamatti, I love. Talking to Justin, and now you. We could stop right now. You guys are because both those two are.
They're incredible. I can't keep up with them.
Well, Giamatti is just
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Are you in New York now?
I'm in LA right now, just doing some press and stuff.
Now here's a big question everyone gets with you. Is it? Three options are Crudup, or Cr.
Some people pronounce it fuckwad.
Fuckface, fuckwad.
My family and I have always pronounced it Crudup.
Crudup.
It's German, and I think there used to be an umlaut over it.
So, an umlaut. Yeah, like in Lowenbrow.
Yeah, Crudup.
Yeah.
I'm doing the movie with Billy Crudup. Crudup. That's right. You did that play where you played 14 characters. What were some? Did you do a lot of different voices and accents?
Can you do 7 of them?
Could you do? I've already seen German.
Hey, I'm not giving it away for free, pal. If you
I know. I want
something on the side. I'll give you 3.
I heard that movie Multiplicity with Keaton was 7 or 8. That was I thought that was impossible. But
Yeah,
God,
but
how,
this
that
was a
must be
play where you came out naked and then you do 14 characters.
I think you're conflating two things, Dan.
Oh,
Your
I'm not a good
imagination.
researcher.
Yeah, that's right. Your
Yeah.
fantasies and the actual off-Broadway production. Actually, no,
Okay.
the theater that I did do the play in, that was the first place I ever did a play in New York in 1994. And in fact, there was a scene where I appeared completely naked for
Whoa.
$225 a week in what I might say was a relatively chilly theater. That being
Yeah,
said,
I would say that.
you
if I was
had
up
Did you
to.
there.
ever
Were you at
consider
that show,
saying,
David? I know you
Put
were
it on the
off Broadway.
playbill.
It was an esoteric think piece on Japanese internment camps, so I'm sure you didn't miss it, Spade.
You know what? I was sick that week, but
We ran
I
longer
usually
than a
try to
week.
get out and watch the boards.
Spade worked as
You just watched the board.
stand-in naked guy. Remember the Broadway show you did, Spade? There was a guy supposed to be naked, and then you would stand in for him. It was kind of a shadowy thing.
And that was
Yeah.
the last time we used stand-ins on stage.
Yeah, it was the stage version of Police
Clooney came
Academy
down on
4.
that and said, "There's no such thing as a stand-in." He's like, "Well, I'm here and I'm naked, so shouldn't."
When I'm a stand-in, the audience goes like this, "Girl or boy?" And they go,
They just go Spade, and that's all.
yeah, they go, "It's a Spade," whatever
That's
that
right.
is.
The other one that I did was just I told a story for an hour about a guy who's going through a bit of an identity crisis, and he's from Indiana, but he grew up wanting to speak with a British accent. So his dad beat the shit out of him, and none of them had ever been to England, but he didn't like that his son liked to speak like this all the time. And so he came up with this other alter ego, which was like, "Oh, go, you want to fuck with me? Go fuck yourself. How about that, Dad? Just take this punch in the nuts." So there was that kind of character was going back and forth. So I was having dialogues between the two of them. And so by the end of it, you just feel like you've seen a story, and then the lights come up and it's just one dude. So you go, "Oh, theater's fun." So that was the kind of whole.
Is that the 14 one you're saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you had to do all that. Is very tough to do.
It was it was so tough, in fact, David, that they during the first week of previews, I went up, I forgot my lines, and so I've never forgotten my lines like that, and I started to have a full-blown panic attack. You get tunnel vision, my heart's coming out of my chest.
Sure.
And there's only 150 people there. It's not like anything terrible is going to happen, but still, you feel responsible for their $30 in each seat. So I called for line, and we didn't have any system in place for line.
So calling it back
from the booth, I hear our poor stage manager go, "I don't know what I'm going to At which point I shit my pants. The full Norm pits everywhere.
God.
I cut about 20 minutes from the show, and it's a thriller that things are supposed to accumulate over time. So nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. And then I get home, and my wife is like, "I'm sure it wasn't that bad." And I'm telling this story a couple of years later, and there's silence we're at a brunch, and there's silence at the end of the table. And this director, who my wife knows, says, "Gabby, I'm sure it wasn't that bad, right?" And she goes, "I was at that production, and that night, one of the worst experiences of my life." I said, "Well, put it up for me."
But you know what?
I don't care. You weren't paying.
Audience would never forget it, though. I'd actually rather see a debacle because it's fascinating.
It was a complete train wreck.
Why do they
it's like
say
Saturday Night Live? Yeah.
This is we have so many. It's going to be a 2-hour. But why do they say when an actor loses their train of thought or they've gone up? Is that the expression?
I mean, this is the first time I've thought about it, Dana. But I suppose because when you forget your lines, you typically go like this.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for heaven.
You look up because you go, "Wait, what am I?"
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better explanation.
The first few beats, they think you're acting, so they don't know. And then you're standing, supposed to yell it out. Is someone responsible?
Well, typically it's a stage manager, but actually that reminds me of another time that I went up, but I didn't have a panic attack on this one. It was just a quick, as you get older, I think this is my theory, guys. Any actor already has a brain that's hardwired for internalizing text. So you can take a speech, you read it once or twice, and you know the general gist of it. You get the story of it, and the words kind of go. You just have a brain that's ready for that. And as you get older, that starts to atrophy a bit, and you don't remember it until you're in front of people, and all of a sudden the words aren't there. And I was doing a play with Martha Plimpton and Ethan Hawke, amongst many others. And I had this big, long, like 5-minute monologue. And at the beginning of it, I went up, and that was the first time I'd really gone up on stage. And I thought it was kind of funny. So I just kind of paused, and I'm supposed to be lecturing the whole group, and they're listening to me. And I paused, and I was like,
and it works.
this is an awkward experience. And so I went and sat down and just kind of put my hands together, waiting for the lines to come. And to watch Martha Plimpton go from fake listening to real listening was like my most joyful feeling. She was like listening like this, and then she was like,
oh, so
something's happening.
Yeah.
This isn't the way it's supposed to go.
They have to adjust their acting because you're adjusting. You're acting. They're like,
and
oh, he's doing
something real
this.
happening. Exactly. Somebody might
Yeah.
die.
They think you're coming over to make a new move on your speech, and they're like, okay, we're doing this now.
You're right. There might be Billy's going to improv some Tom Stoppard.
Some Tom Stoppard.
It was a Tom Stoppard play.
Oh,
There's no improvising there.
That's funny.
No
Sounds like a Dennis Miller reference.
Christ's sakes.
Oh, Dennis Miller had some great references.
Tommy Stoppard, it's like the Sam Shepard of the East Side. All right. I don't know where that came out of. I just watched Baby Boom last night with my wife in honor of Diane Keaton. Yeah. Sam Shepard was in that. It's slapstick. It's 1930s. It's absolutely brilliant. And so is Diane Keaton and Sam Shepard. But anyway.
I'm going to tell you, Dana, something you do know, but you don't think about a lot, that the human body is fascinating. But did you know that scientists now openly say that your gut is the cornerstone of your health? The gut is the foundation of overall health and vitality. It's not just about digestion. The gut affects everything from energy to mood to weight management. I knew this. And even longevity. But here's the problem. Most gut supplements only contain probiotics or probiotics and prebiotics at best. And that's why Bioma is different. Go ahead.
That's right. Bioma contains all three, David, essential ingredients the gut needs. Prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. Each ingredient is science-backed, third-party tested, designed to work together to support better health from the inside out. Just 2 capsules before breakfast make it simple to take the guesswork out of feeling your best.
Go to bioma.com/fly and use code FLY to get Bioma with an extra 15% discount. This is a limited time offer, so don't miss out. Claim your extra 15% savings today.
So where do you want to begin? I mean, morning show's out now.
Yep, we've got the 4th season out now. It feels like we did it more than a year ago. I could barely remember what happened, but it's been a great experience working on it. I have never worked on a character, more than a couple of months. So to return to this guy where they keep writing, weird shit for me to do it's been really fun. And actually, the best part has been just being with the cast and the crew, because it's been 7 years now, and you never get a chance when you've had I do plays and movies and wherever kind of the jobs come up. So it's like 3 months somewhere, and you get really intense with a group of people, and then you don't see them again for a while. So this one, getting to come back again to Los Angeles year and year with the crew and the cast that's been fucking awesome.
I'll say that this is a true story. So my wife and I are watching, I guess, season 3 or something, and John Hamm's in it, and you're in it. And, you with live streaming shows, sometimes you miss a season, you come back. So we watch your character, who's sort of a genius, egomaniac, and by the end of it, we went, fuck, Billy Crudup. I mean, we both said, we were just sort of reintroduced to you by that season and that arc and that character, where someone is so in the pocket and so rhythmic and so connected in those monologues, and your alpha male confidence. It just must have been a blast, but it really landed with us. We're like, hey, honey, you want to watch anything else? Like, fucking Billy Crudup.
I had to convince them, though, that they didn't want me for that part. I had just done that a play where I was doing all those different characters. So I was like, no, if you guys give me a lot to say, I bet I can do it okay. And then when I read that specific character, if you've ever spent any time in New York and gone to a gala of any kind, it's just riddled with dudes who are room readers looking for the power. That they don't care about the charity, they
Right.
don't care about their jobs, whatever. They just want to be in proximity to power, and they know how to read people. They talk fast, they think fast, they're very proud of themselves. They've never failed before. If they have, they thought it was a lark. And so that's not how I live. It's a sweaty experience for me being in those, but I knew those guys. And so when those monologues started to come, the writer Carrie Aaron, she just started writing them for me. Like she would use the kinds of ways of speaking that I would use. So it was, and I never had that experience either. It was just, she was teeing it up for me. So all I had to figure out how to do is think more quickly, because the guy thinks in paragraphs. He doesn't think in, like little phrases. And he's sure he's seeing around corners, knows a lot more than everybody else does, very proud of himself. And it's very easy. It's a good character in that environment too, because everybody's so, all the stakes are so high. Everything's so
it's kind of wound tight. Yeah,
it's so tightly wound. And so when you got a guy who comes in and goes, "Hey, this won't be a problem. Let me tell you the 15."
Very laissez-faire. Yeah,
the audience gets a quick reprieve, and then you get back to the drama. So
the smartest guy in the room, who knows he's the smartest guy in the room.
And you know what's funny too, Dana, is that there are plenty of producers out here, and politicians too, who will either come up to me or come up to my agent and say, "That's based on me, isn't it?" Because they're sure they're the smartest guy in the room.
Really? And Bernie Sanders said that to you.
Wait, how would he have said it, Dana?
Yeah.
You base the character on me. Did you just have a cup of coffee? This is how I talk. I'm 84.
Do not proceed.
Well, I do him as a crosswalk guard in my stand-up back. Don't proceed. Don't proceed. The system's rigged. The system's rigged. He has a lot of energy for an 84-year-old.
He sure does. He sure
He's
does.
only 84.
That a lot.
Yeah.
Billy got a good line in the pilot where, well, the setup is we're setting the whole stage for the whole series, but I thought the pilot was super cool because it's very glossy, very expensive. It looks great. Mimi Leader, I guess, is director from the old ER days, maybe.
And indeed, she pioneered a lot of those wonders.
And so when Steve Carell gets fired and Jennifer Aniston is sort of soaking in it, and he says nobody wants to watch a widow get fucked.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if I was reading the pilot, I would circle that and go, make sure that stays in.
Let me tell you, and that was a temp one. They were like, "We're gonna go ahead and do a couple of takes of this. We're not entirely sure." And I have to say, I think we have a couple others that were even. I don't know.
Rougher?
Hard hitting.
Is the right way, yes. For a more late night audience.
But you need those lines that stand out like that. Everyone goes, "Whoa, okay."
And I would say it, and they'd go cut, and I'd say, "I need a shower." That was a whole lot.
Yeah.
Man, are you guys actually going to put that out there?
Yeah, Steve Carell being a bad guy is just so much fun to
watch.
watch.
That was great. He was brilliant in that. I was sad to see him go.
Such a sweet, sweet guy. There's one little fetish I have about this interview, and that is that you played. I'm a track and field guy, and I am such a distance running mile through.
Oh, you did. All right,
days,
so you knew about Prefontaine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yours was.
I'm a play the field guy, but go ahead.
Okay, that's similar, but not the same. You're not a. That's not a decathlete. That's a dick athlete, right?
That's something like that. Yeah. I interrupted Dana. Dana's actually a good runner, so I'm glad we're talking about this.
I was during that running, and Prefontaine was the Beatle of distance running, and Jared Leto did one.
That's right.
Called Prefontaine the year before, right? And then yours was Without Limits, and you had Donald Sutherland. And I was just curious about your training. What did you do sports in high school?
I did. My dad was kind of a jockey guy. My granddad, he set records, high school records in boxing and football and track in North Carolina. And he had all the pictures up, all the clippings, and the trophies and stuff. And my dad was always trying to live up to that, tried out for the semi-pro Jets team, but blew out both shoulders and was selling yarn. But he was obsessed.
A natural next move.
all of the guys who don't make it into the semi-pro league end up
That's right.
selling yarn one way or the other. But he had a crazy affection for sports. You know, it ended up coming out in a not necessarily legal way. It was a bookie for many years, but we had TVs on all the time, and so sports. It was a big thing. I don't know if you guys ever saw The Great Santini.
We both lived it. We had
Yeah,
kind of
so that was
we
my
had
dad
difficult.
too.
Oh,
After my
really?
dad saw that, he called us sports fans for about 2 years. And he was
Wow.
the kind of guy who my brother played baseball in high school, and my dad would bring, six-pack of Miller High Life or whatever, start to get drunk in the stands, start yelling at the umpire, get kicked out to the parking lot where he had another six-pack, and start laying on the horn and yelling at him from out in the parking lot. So there was a lot of sports, and I was, I was the feelings guy. I was short and skinny, and I put on shows and stuff. But I liked to compete. And about when you get to high school, first of all, a fastball your freshman year, if you're not feeling it, that looks really fast. And baseball wasn't going to be the thing for me. And soccer, which I had played since I was like, first grade or whatever, I became, a lot slower as the guys got faster. So much so they called me Flash for a while, and I thought, nope, that's not for me either. But I had always, I had wrestled since fourth grade, and that's when it's a handicap system, so you're always wrestling guys your weight. So I wrestled when I was in high school, but I was not a great asset to the team. The year
What was your weight class?
Yeah, what were you?
I was 148, and I think we had 152 at the time.
Were you? That's big for. I would have wrestled.
Oh, you were a heavyweight.
I don't even know how tall you are. I don't know anything.
It's not necessarily fat. It's I would have wrestled it at 112. I think.
I was honestly, I was 114 or something. I was like a fucking full pipsqueak. So,
but I loved the competition. So when I got to do that movie. Yeah, I did like exercising and stuff, but there was a woman named Patricia Donnelly who was in another of Robert Towne's movies called Personal Best, which was, you remember that, David.
I do, sort of.
I know you do. And
Robert Towne made a lot of great movies.
There was a relationship between two of the athletes, and there was a shower scene. And that's why I'm thinking you might remember that.
All right, let's look at a clip.
So we did our research about you, and you did your research about David. That's little known
the research
fact.
comes from just taking a hard look at him, right?
There's nothing to know. It's
it
already
exudes stuff.
And so she said, "Listen, the thing that'll screw you up if you do this is if we run anything more than 200 meters at a time, because we're gonna do these takes." And then there's gonna be an hour between the setup. And during that time, if you cool down, you're gonna tear something when we get back up and going again. So I'm only gonna train you with intervals. And we spent about like 6 weeks training out here. And the guy ran in a kind of specific way. He's sort of barrel chested and ran with his chest out,
bent arms a little bit.
Exactly. He's kind of giving it and he wasn't as efficient as some of the other runners. He liked to run with guts. So I just had a incredible time getting to hang out with all those people and some really world-class athletes and runners, that, and all of them, when you see middle distance runners, it looks like they're jogging. They're running like 4-minute mile pace. They're just so efficient with their movement. And a 4-minute mile pace for anybody else is a full sprint.
Yeah.
So learning how to do that, was that was a really fun experience.
I think you see them chunked together, and it looks like they're all going medium.
Totally,
because they're all together. But if anyone else was running, they wouldn't be able to keep up. But
100%,
you can't really tell.
The cardio on those guys, it's unusual. They all have pretty physiologically unique bodies.
Yeah, VO2 max is a big
VO2 max
measurement, and Prefontaine was 84, 85. There was a Norwegian cross country skier that was 93. Then some of the people stopped testing, but Lance Armstrong apparently was an 83 or an 84. He knew he couldn't beat a
Explain that.
91 or a
Wow.
92. Just the engine, the way your oxygen gets to your muscles and through your cardiovascular system, heart, lungs, arteries, and all that. And so if you're really efficient and you have a gift, like you
have a head start a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely do. That's the gift of it. You just can run and then you can train it. But so I thought it was great. I thought you really captured it. And Donald Sutherland was great as
amazing.
Bowerman. So that was a tremendous movie.
And Conrad Hall, who shot Bonnie and Clyde, he was our cinematographer. And
cool.
You know, the fact of the matter, I was just scared shitless. That was my first like big part, and I did not want to let anybody down, and I wasn't sure that I was up for the task, you know, and so I couldn't really ever take the time to enjoy the fact that I was getting a chance to work with these, you know, great people. Conrad Hall was testing out some new equipment because he wanted to do these specific kinds of shots where he was using a very long lens at magic hour. So low light, long lens means you have a very small depth of field, which means the focus puller, if you are running at him, has to be able to keep up with you in a very precise way. Otherwise, you know, you'll
like
be
in real time. It's constantly moving.
But he was developing the laser at the time. He was one of the first ones using the laser to try to. Well, meanwhile, I'm running over these hills again and again and again.
Fuck
He's like,
that.
"All right, we got precisely," which is not the exact great attitude to take with Conrad Hall. So
never.
So it was a bit of a mixed bag. I look back at it now and I think, oh man, I wish I wasn't such a.
I don't know. I thought your pre was great, and I thought you actually had a resemblance once you got the kind of wig on and everything, and you're playing this insecure but hyper confident, hyper cocky. I mean, Pre was so charismatic.
He was
about I'll get it down to a pure guts race because then no one can beat me.
His interviews are bonkers when you look. I mean, he had such incredible confidence, and he also he was kind of prescient about athletics as well. He was one of the first guys who was advocating, saying, "You're not paying for anybody. You should pay for somebody." I mean, these amateur athletes are busting their balls. They're living in, you know, squalor, and the colleges are making money off of it. So
I've always said that. Like the Olympics is another feels like a scam because you go there, you train your whole life, and then it's over. And then even if you won, what's next? Coaching? I mean,
totally.
You win or you lose, even worse. So you train all that for nothing or whatever, and then you go, I have to start studying for a life or a career or.
But what's the alternative? Because I love amateur athletics.
I do love it. It's a big sacrifice for sure.
It sucks. I mean, I went to Carolina, so I'm a college basketball fan, and trying to figure out. I mean, one of the things that is exciting about watching college athletics is you will inevitably be watching a game where a young person becomes themselves, and they'll do it in front of a crowd of 30,000 people. And it is incredible to watch. All of a sudden, this young athlete becomes the professional athlete that he's going to be the rest of his life.
Wow,
and
that's cool.
You know, you don't. If you're paying for it in one way or another, I'm not sure you're going to get the same experience. But obviously, I always thought it should be deferred income. They should be able to. There's like a pool of money that at 25 they start to get to tap into the rest of their lives or something like that. But
well, at least they can do NIL. I mean, name, image, likeness. They can monetize.
Yeah, they can do that now. Yeah, exactly.
So that's, you know,
they almost don't use any of those letters. It's just money. It's like, what happened to the image? Like they go, no, we'll just shovel you some cash.
Well, some of those attractive people or gymnasts that they can go on Instagram, whatever. They make really good money. They got to stay in school, but there's a lot of money in professional sports. I'll just go out and say it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hot take. It is.
But you want to get like Brock Purdy and the 49ers got it. He came in as the last guy drafted, and then he had these great seasons, but he got his contract. He's hurt now, and it had a guarantee.
Yeah, he's rolling out there with $900,000 a year when everyone else is getting $40 million. He must be like, my ship better come in soon.
Right.
Because
If he finishes this game, then he's on to his $200 million contract. Oh, he's tackled. He's down. They're taking him off.
I wouldn't give it to him. I wouldn't give it to him.
But
It's
he
like,
made
oh my Lord.
$3,800.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
It's
Yeah.
so
That's how
brutal.
they're
It's,
calling it now. I mean, they've got the lines up on every game while you're watching them. So
Oh, I
like
know.
probability to have a career will be the next one.
At least
Based
with
on that
actors,
play,
we have 9 lives. We can keep coming back.
it's true.
There is
I watch
no-
those
little
running
silly.
backs. They're like, this is the running back for the next 4 years, and they pull their hamstring. They go, next guy up. We forgot about the other guy already.
Oh, God,
It's unreal.
it really is.
It's
a
a
tough business.
that's a rough one. Shall we talk about Jay Kelly?
Oh yeah, man. Let's talk
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
to drive the interview because I could
got
talk to you
Adam
about Pre for a half
Sandler.
hour.
It was a fun experience, and typically it's the people who were runners in high school or college that respond to it. So I'm always happy to talk about it. But yeah, Jay Kelly. You know who does some running in this? George Clooney.
Clooney
Watch the
running?
trailer.
Oh.
He's not doing the same kind of running. He's running from something. But
Yeah, what is the premise?
well, the premise is there's a guy who's in the last part of his career, an actor, a big, famous, fat movie star, and he's got 2 daughters who he has a kind of unfamiliar relationship with. They both wanted more from him than he could give, and he finishes this one big picture, and he's at home, has a like sort of brief rest, and his mentor dies. And he goes to the memorial, sees some of his old friends, some of his old classmates, and realizes that maybe in this process of trying to pursue this career, he's missed out on his life. And, for me, there's something just gorgeous about George playing that character. And Adam is his agent in it and is absolutely spectacular. And he's really loving, adoring, kind.
Yeah,
agent.
he's
Not
a
like his
nice guy. He's a
sidekick.
nice guy in it, right?
Sure,
Yeah, I mean,
Adam.
he's
Yeah.
beautiful in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And George is too. And it's also too about America and how we attach our own expectations on the movie stars. That's like the gilded idea. What if everything goes perfect? You could end up with this sort of life where limousines are always pulling up for you, and you're in the perfect.
And
clothes,
is
you're in
it
perfect
perfect?
shape.
It's a great, interesting concept because someone who doesn't get to do that, they have their kids and they give up their career. The whole life they're going, wow, what if I had that? I never
Exactly.
got that. And then the person gets it, goes, I didn't get that. I didn't get the other thing, which
Well,
they got.
I'm going to put this out there for you guys to discuss, but I do think there's something very American about that. This capitalistic idea that we're the land of opportunity leaves a lot of people feeling like, because most of the lives that people lead are normal and they are fine, but they're not gilded. And so when this country has the expectation that you have all the opportunity in the world, most people end up feeling like, oh, my great life is about to start. And meanwhile, while you're waiting for your great life to start, you miss your life rather
you're doing
than
your life,
accepting the fact that, you can still work hard. There might be some great payoff there, but there's a beautiful life to be had just the same. But I think there's some of that in Jay Kelly.
Yeah. It's funny because they always say, tell your kids, you can do anything in the world. I'm like, you can't.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
that's a little
Exactly.
overreaching, because then the whole time they'll be whatever they're doing, like, wait, I could do anything. And you're like, not really.
That's what I mean. And you end up feeling. My dad, he felt like shit about himself the whole time because he never hit the jackpot. And that's a tough. Death of a Salesman is all about that. There's an American kind of ideal that if you don't make it, then you have failed. And by make it, like you're the bigwig.
And in a
you
free
could have
market
good things going. Yeah.
system, there's whimsy to it. Like my friend knew someone who just was a nice young woman out of junior college or something, got a job at Apple in 97, got shares, retired, millionaire. We're in a casino where people can pull the slot. And I'd
100%.
say the things that had to come together for just me to get on SNL, that the previous season wasn't so good. I was there at that time. My manager, Bernie Burlstein, knew Lorne Michaels. I mean, so there's always whimsy to it and luck. But in the end of the day, most people are hanging out, whether it's George Clooney or you or me, you're with your wife watching a show. going for a run, whatever. Most people just hang out, but it's very difficult, I think, especially right now. Hot take: social media for young people. Everyone's a star. Everyone's making millions. Everyone
Totally agree.
seems to be
Better
on a
looking
yacht
than they
in
are.
the
Totally agree.
Mediterranean. Everyone's on a yacht. I
And
say
they're
to
all
people,
curating their lives. None of it
yeah,
like I'm like, how much of that shitty picture? Why not post that one?
Yeah.
Because we look terrible, and that's kind of how we felt that day. Wouldn't that?
Yeah.
That makes for good content.
That
That's
might be
real.
a real, like, shows the life that it's not always 10 out of 10 every second.
I think that would be great. Whatever
Yeah.
platform is going to take over, I don't know. There's some Instagram corollary in there you could come up
Yeah.
with.
You're
I
like,
really
hello,
believe that. You're the smart
sharks.
guys.
everything
I
you get, you give up something, and everything you give up, you get something. So if you're going to get all that fame, then you're sort of an exotic insect out in
And
the
that's
world.
precisely what Noah is taking a look at. I think part of him too was kind of disenchanted with movie making. After this movie he did, White Noise, came out, and he didn't feel like people understood it in the way maybe that he wanted. And so he wanted to make a movie that was about how lovely movie making is and how lovely the experience is for the people who get to do it. So part of it is really charmed, but there's an underbelly of, I think I've really missed my entire life. There's this great line by his daughter where she says, "You know why I know you didn't want to be there? Because you weren't there." And it's like,
Oof.
oh,
Dagger.
and he goes, but all of this, everything that I've done, all these movies that I've made, all the ways in which I've transformed culture and entertainment, it must be worth something. And she's like, but what if it isn't? And you're like,
God
oh,
damn.
oh,
What if
Stop
it?
talking to that
oh.
kid.
Because they
I know.
are just
That's a timeout.
movie.
I'd be like, all
You're
right,
out
what
of
do you
my
think about
will.
just those two? And he goes, it's probably he's going, I did all this for you. And she's like, no, you didn't.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a beautiful.
It would take
movie.
some of the pretense off if we got rid of the word acting and said, and the best pretender goes to.
Oh,
He
that's
can
good.
pretend in front of a lens really
Look
good.
at this liar.
I've never seen a pretender like this. But
Yeah.
actor. Now,
Yeah,
your character in the movie is the one who quite didn't make it, who's friends with
correct.
George Clooney?
Yeah, he was
Okay,
his buddy at acting school,
Mhm.
and they
Oh,
took
that's
acting
so
classes together.
perfect.
And he didn't make
That
it.
always happens.
I mean, our worlds are replete with them. It's
Of
just,
course.
it's an impossible business. And so George's character runs into him at the memorial, and because George is feeling like he's just on the verge of having that idea that he may have missed out on his life, and he was like, "Hey, man, you were one of my buddies back in the day. We should go have a beer." And the guy's like, "Oh, that would be really nice. Should I, call your office or something?" And he goes, "No, let's go right now." So they go and have a beer, and George's character is kind of regaling him and like, "Oh, you were the actor we all looked up to, or whatever. I could watch you do anything." So he kind
So
of peer
rough.
pressures him into doing some impromptu acting,
Oh,
and so it's like it's a great weird trick that Noah
Weird.
tries to pull off.
That's Noah Baumbach.
Yeah, Noah Baumbach.
We didn't say that. That's Noah.
Oh, I didn't say that before.
Director, writer?
Director, writer. I mean,
Okay.
just a fantastic collaborator. It was a completely charmed experience for me to get a chance to do it and work with those guys.
Sure.
So I breezed in for 4 days, and now I get to do.
This.
We went to Venice. No, this is great.
Was Adam there? I think he was, right?
He was. We had a great
Yeah,
time in
how
Venice,
fun.
and then we went to Telluride together. So I feel it's all icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, just man to man, is Clooney? What's that all about?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to give Clooney a compliment in case he hears this, but
Yeah, he hasn't had one.
Clooney is phenomenal. He's almost
know.
exactly as you might imagine. He has
Yes.
the most brilliant stories. He is incredibly generous, really gregarious. I remember when we were in Venice, the paparazzi follows you on boats. It's kind of nerve-wracking experience. And so Naomi and I were kind of hiding under the canopy from them. And George does the opposite. He goes up and takes the wheel of the boat, and so he can get all the pictures
He
as the
can't
captain.
escape. He's like Mickey Mouse out in the world.
Venice is my life, and he's pretty impressive. The number of ways that he's involved, not just in the career, but involved in our culture and our politics, and
he's out there.
He's out
Absolutely.
there. He lives a very, very big life.
He did a nice thing early on and came to the premiere of either Black Sheep or Tommy Boy and talked to my mom for 10 minutes, and my mom will always remember it.
Yeah,
he was killing it then. He's actually never really been not killing it for most people. From ER on, it's been up here. So even back then,
he talks about his career with a level of humility too that is unusual for someone who's accomplished the kinds of things that he's accomplished. Sure. But he still has that old memory of being a working actor, not having ER yet, trying to get jobs, doing some shitty movies. I mean,
doing Facts of Life.
Yeah,
Facts of Life. Yeah,
he and Laura Dern were on the stage at New York Film Festival talking about the fact that they had both been in Grizzly 2, which wasn't released.
Someone else just told us that.
Yes, until like recently, and it's like they die in the first scene, but they're the headliners now on the case.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love George Clooney in The Descendants, which is one of
a great
one of those movies that my wife and I will visit once in a while.
Yeah,
because it's so brilliant. And his scene at the end where he says goodbye to his wife in the hospital, that is masterclass. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. So, he's a superb actor, and there is a funny kind of thing that happens in the movie. Is there's a tribute to Jay Kelly, and you see the George Clooney movies.
The actual ones.
That's funny.
Oh, funny. So it's kind of like
spoiler alert there. Yeah,
no, that's interesting. Then okay.
Oh no,
that'll reel them in.
Great. And it's supposed to be at a film festival. So when we took this to film festivals and watched the film festival crowd watching George watch a tribute, it's an exceptional and unique experience.
And would you call it dramedy, comedy? What would you say?
Yeah, dramedy sounds good.
Okay.
It looks like
Noah
a good
always
movie.
likes to bring in a little bit of
pathos.
There's some edge to even his most lighthearted movies. There's something uncomfortable, but George and Adam's relationship in particular is it's really sweet, and it's executed so well, and it's just charming.
I think, we're in the same management company as Adam, and, we know 4 or 5 managers, so Adam would have a lot to draw from. So I'll be interested to see
which one he picks.
Who he leans on.
He might be more like himself.
And himself as well, because he's just a mentor.
He's and we've all had people in our lives. You can't do this alone. And you can see in some of them raw ambition. In some of them, you can see like distraction. In some of them, you can see like they're biding their time. But very few do you see like some mentorship. And they see what you specifically, David Spade, have to offer.
Yes.
And they're able to promote that in a way that not only makes you feel good about it, but tells the story of you to people who want to hire you. And that's who he plays in this.
It's hard to find.
It's hard to find.
There's a great line in the movie where Adam says, he goes, "You're Jay Kelly and I'm Jay Kelly."
Exactly.
It becomes like this. And, I'm sure you've done it yourself. A young actor you saw in a play or you meet and you want to say nice things or encouragement and that's a skill set. And an art really too, to not look like you're shining them on, but actually specifically, I always say specific compliments.
Absolutely, and not condescending either. Like, oh, I'm an old sage or whatever. It's really hard but it's important. I mean, I remember the people who, terrific actor Victor Garber, who I did play with. And do you know Victor?
I just remember him being on like Mannix.
Yeah, so Victor was like a veteran when I was working with him first time. But the way that he was supportive was, unique. It was, it's the kind of thing that you feel like, oh, okay, this might be a hard profession, but at least there's some people in it who I can align myself with. And
right. And some people are too competitive. It's not always the case. There's not everyone's out there to help you out. So
it's mostly competitive.
They want you to go away.
Yeah,
especially if you're any good. They want you out of there. So it is good to get someone that actually feels like they give a shit.
It's unusual. For some reason, Soap Dish just popped in my mind. I
Soap
don't know
Dish
why.
is great.
It's a great movie. I mean, Kevin Kline, though, but there was some kind of competitive thing between them.
Soap, yeah.
No, it's
I
so
love
funny.
that scene where he's on stage and he's doing it's dinner theater and he's doing Death of a Salesman and somebody's eating and he just turns to him and goes, "You're doing very well."
Oh man!
Hey, what's the play you're doing?
I want to talk about this because this fascinates me. First of all, Jay Kelly, November 14th in the theaters, December 5th, Netflix. Okay, so then London, December 17th, High Noon, which I saw as a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember it to this day. It really hit me hard. I think I might have been alone and 10 years old, black and white. You're making High Noon, the Gary Cooper movie, 1952, 3.
Right.
As a play in London. Okay.
That's right.
Tell us all about it.
There's a great screenwriter, Eric Roth. He wrote Forrest Gump, recently did Star is Born, and has collaborated on, a million things, probably been nominated for 6 Academy Awards. He's never written a play before, but he was really interested in this story. And he and I worked briefly together on The Good Shepherd, it was called. It was a spy movie. And I just had a ready affection for him. He was like one of the guys that you're talking about, like a real mensch, like really wants to support and encourage the creative process. He understands how insecure everybody is and is just a really expert writer. In any case, High Noon, it turns out, it was written by a guy who was blacklisted. With the timing is not necessarily correspondent, but what I think he saw coming was that in the face of physical threat, people and communities will capitulate. And that this sheriff who's been taking care of this town for 15, 20 years now, and has just turned in his badge, the bad guy is coming back to town on the High Noon train. He's about to leave because he's just married a Quaker, and she says, "I don't want you to have anything to do with guns." And the town is like, "Nope, we'll be totally fine. Don't worry, we're going to get Marshall." And he's like, "Wait, I can't leave. I know what you guys were like before I got here. You're about to get screwed. This guy is,
slaughtered. Yeah.
He is a badass, and he shouldn't have been released from jail. I don't know what happened. The politicians up north released him, but so he goes around to try to get a posse together, and everybody's like, I don't know. My shop is in really good shape right now.
I'd love to help you.
The Apple Dumpling Gang.
Exactly. The Apple Dumpling Gang. Tim Conway pops out of that. I'm not sure what. Oh, one of my all-time favorites. We need Don Knotts in this one. But so he wrote this for the stage. And it's
Who are you?
I play the Gary Cooper part. And so I got to figure out who my sheriff is right now. So that's what I'm gonna. I've been watching a lot of westerns now. They're actually great to revisit right now. There's one called the Oxbow Incident with Henry Fonda.
Another one that blew my mind as a kid.
My Darling Clementine, another great, like the first Wyatt Earp story. Henry Fonda again, freaking incredible. Shane,
the man who shot Liberty Valance.
The man who shot Liberty Valance. That's another phenomenal one.
So you're in on that. You can sort of help figure out.
I'm going to try to, David. We've got some fantastic collaborators. The director Thea Sherrick, who is really a brilliant director and a great designer named Tim Hadley, and an actress named Denise Goff, who is just otherworldly on stage. And so we're going to give that a go in London.
It's exciting.
Hopefully
I love theater in London.
Me too, man.
I saw The Ferryman out there, and I was just
that was a great production. I saw that one as well. Did you see Jerusalem there?
No.
It was it was a Mark Rylance one, and it just sublime.
I'd be interested though, with a set design, like a Western town.
Well, that's the problem of it. Exactly. Yeah. So, when you watch the movie, they cut from inside the saloon to then to the barber shop to then up to there. And you can't do that on the stage. So it's going to take some inventive. Also, too, there's a gunfight. How exactly do you stage that in a way that is both dramatic enough, reveals something about what it means to be shooting at each other.
Yeah, you have to tell the audience there's real bullets and you're really shooting at each other.
That's a great idea, David.
And one person
put it on the playbill.
That's the kind of producing we need.
That's outside the
You need
box.
fresh ideas.
There it is, guys. Real guns.
Real guns. Flying. Think about it at lunch.
Everybody signs the waiver.
Just say it's after the intermission. We use real bullets. It's blank.
Yeah.
Right. You can decide
you
to
can
stay
leave if you want.
You want to come to the good show or the bad one?
But Gary Cooper didn't have much dialogue, so you probably won't have a lot of dialogue in this.
Dana, you have hit on two of the major challenges in trying to stage this. He's known as a guy of few words. But like on stage, that doesn't really translate.
Two words.
Are you adding your precious monologues?
Well, so what they've done is they've
they've
given him like an internal monologue, where he gets to speak to the audience.
He's thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you go like this. Here's the new one. You walk into the horse. You go, check out this saloon. That looks pretty cool. Oh, look, they have a general store. They're like, Billy, you sure you want to add all this stuff?
Hold on, I got to write this down, David. Check out the saloon. What's it?
A lot of good filler. Yeah, you need filler.
Here's my Gary Cooper.
Right.
This is your only line in the first act. I reckon I don't know where I'm going to be going.
Is that Obama?
Oh, no. Yeah, I should have done Henry Fonda. If you have any problem, just do Henry Fonda. Nobody knows what he talks like anymore.
Oh, that's it.
You can use that voice the whole time. He could have done that.
Dead on, man. That is dead on.
Nobody wants to listen to anyone but Jimmy Stewart from old-timey actors.
Oh, no. I mean, when Henry Fonda, his voice actually, in those Westerns in particular, that's the thing that gives him authenticity. That's the thing that makes you feel like, that guy seems like a marshal.
Well, I figure I better figure out what I want to do. It's kind of a very distinct rhythm. And I don't like your.
I don't have that one yet, but I'm going to be working on it.
But you're going to be stoic. And how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay, so you're fine.
I mean, I've played 5'8" my whole life. But
so you'll be 6'4" with the cowboy boots on.
I mean, it's one of those things like when you meet someone of a stature like myself, who's running in at about $165, 5'8", 5'9". You have to figure out what community would want him to run the show with respect to law enforcement. So he's got a couple of chances. He's got to be really good at talking. He doesn't mind negotiating uncomfortable situations. And it helps that this character is a vet. He fought in the Civil War. So he must have, and there's a couple of guys that I found online that were small guys who were, awarded a lot of medals and stuff because they just had a screw loose and they didn't mind going into a dangerous situation.
Audie Murphy.
And the third is you got to be really good with guns.
Yeah.
So that's those are the ones that I'm going to lean on primarily, is that he doesn't mind getting into weird situations and he's really good with guns.
Maybe Kevin Hart could play the other guy.
By the way, if I had him as Frank Miller, people would say, well, that makes a perfect pairing. But, Kevin Hart's, he's pretty stocky there. He's always
think
about De Niro. De Niro, he plays the power guys, but played the power guys because they got a screw loose. So there's something unpredictable about them. And if you're on the short side of it, what's going to happen is he's going to rip your throat out. Something,
Pesci and Goodfellas.
Yeah, precisely. Pesci and Goodfellas. Exactly. So you got to figure out the good guy version of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I might come to London to see it.
That sounds cool. And Billy, I have to say, very nice to meet you. And thank you. I know we're busting your balls, but it's great to have you on here.
Right back at you, David. I appreciate it.
A lot of fun. Hey guys, if you're loving this podcast, which you are, be sure to click follow on your favorite podcast app. Give us a review, 5-star rating. And maybe even share an episode that you've loved with a friend.
If you're watching this episode on YouTube, please subscribe. We're on video now.
Fly on the Wall is presented by Odyssey and executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Heather Santoro and Greg Holtzman, Maddie Sprung-Kaiser, and Leah Reese Dennis of Odyssey.
Our senior producer is Greg Holtzman, and the show is produced and edited by Phil Sweettech.
Booking by Cultivated Entertainment.
Special thanks to Patrick Fogarty, Evan Cox, Maura Curran, Melissa Wester, Hillary Schuff, Eric Donnelly, Colin Gaynor, Sean Cherry, Kurt Courtney, and Lauren Vieira.
Reach out with us any questions to be asked and answered on the show. You can email us at flyonthewall@odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com.